Hey everybody, it's Allison again, stlprostretch.com. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Just hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be working on IT band syndrome because I kind of have it. I've had it before. I can feel it coming back right now. It causes problems with my knee, so I've been trying to work through it with stretching and foam rolling. Today's video, you will need a foam roller because that's been a huge part of my rehab for this. And I figured while I'm going through my stretches and foam rolling today, I might as well record it. Maybe somebody out there will find it useful. I'm finding that my muscles are responding a little bit better to more passive stretching for this one. We have a lot of TFL stretches. Basically, the IT band goes from your anterolateral portion of your iliac crest, and it comes down your leg. It's connective tissue actually goes through the TFL and then connects to the lateral aspect of your tibia. So there's a little tubercle there, condyle, in your tibia. So basically, it is the ligament of the IT band, and I'm just finding that resistance stretching is great, but passive stretching is also helping me a lot. So we're going to start with passive stretch. As usual, don't do it if it hurts. Don't do it. And work within your range of motion. And as always, when we're doing a resistance stretch, move and resist. If you don't have a foam roller, then go get one. You probably have one in your garage somewhere or in your closet. Get it out. A lot of people buy them. They don't use them. We're going to be using it today. And we're going to be doing it in a little different way than I have in some of my other videos. We're going to be working a lot slower because I'm finding that that's what I need. Anyway, come onto your mat, and we're going to start with a passive stretch. This is kind of the lying down version of the standing over, arms over the head, kind of like this one, which I'm sure if you've had IT band syndrome before, IT band stretches, you've done that one before, but I have found that doing it lying down is just a lot more comfortable. So I'm going to lie down on the mat, and I'm going to take my left foot out to the side. Usually, IT band syndrome is just one-sided. It's my right side for me, so whichever side is not the injured side, you want to take that foot out to the side and then cross the other ankle. Kind of start at the knee, so cross it over and then just slide it down the leg. And if you want to, you can take your upper body and move it over to the left as well. So I'm just going to slide it down, and I'm just going to hold here for probably a good 60 seconds at least, 90 seconds maybe. See what kind of release I can get. If you've got IT band syndromes that I do, like I do, you're going to feel a huge, huge tug on this one. I mean, basically, the TFL, which is the muscle that is, connects to the IT band, it's really short. It's really small, actually. But we use it so much because it's a stabilizing muscle. So it's chronically overworked usually, especially if you're active. Play around with turning your leg in a little bit. See what that does for you. And turning your leg out a little bit. See what that does for you. If you turn it out, you might start feeling stuff along that IT band near the quad, because the anterior aspect of it. And then we'll switch sides. So take your other foot out to the side, just to give the other side some love, because you're getting a little QL stretch here and sideways, so it is kind of nice. So you're crossing the opposite leg over, and then I'm taking my torso, my upper body, to the right side. It's a great way to relax, too. Kind of breathe through it. And again, play around with that internal rotation, external rotation. If you need to spend more time, then spend more time. All right. We're going to come up and we're going to use this foam roller. I have a high density foam roller. Basically, you're going to have these forever because they're kind of indestructible unless your dog gets a hold of it. Or your parrot, in my case. I'm going to start by rolling on my glutes. And we've done this in a number of other videos. So I'm going to sit on this right hip. So it's my right side that's bothering me. Whichever side it's bothering you, go ahead and sit on that. And then I'm going to cross this ankle over. And I'm going to start rolling up and down my glute. Chances are you might feel something deep in your glutes that's tight. Might be one of your external rotators. Even better than a foam roller for this one is one of those medicine balls that's hard because it's convex and you can kind of get into those glute muscles a little bit easier. You might have to be a sadist to do that. I feel like I'm kind of being that way myself right now. And then get all the way up in that glute medius and kind of roll over to the side a little bit. So that's where you're going to get into that kind of TFL land. And I can tell I'm tight. It'll be interesting to see what the other side's like. We'll switch sides. So I'm on my left hip now. I'm going to cross my ankle over and roll up and down. I'm noticing already this glute is not as tight. So whichever side you're having problems with, switch back to that one because I don't want you to waste your time on, I feel like the glutes it's very, very rare that you've got somebody that has glute maximus that is overworked. Unless you're just working the crap out of it in the gym. Because we all do so much sitting, so our glutes are getting stretched all the time. It's those external rotators and the stabilizing muscles, like the glute medius, minimus, the piriformis, and all those muscles those are the ones that are usually working hard to stabilize us. And, rolling on them does help quite a bit. All right, we're going to move on. As I did on the other side, I rolled all the way over, kind of onto the side of my hip to try to get into that TFL. All right, now we're going to get into this really slow foam rolling. If you're new at this, you don't have to go this slow, but I'm just going to demonstrate what I've been doing. So usually if you want to do both your quads at the same time, you're going to get into vastus, the intermedius and rectus femoris. So those are always good to roll. But what I want to get into is the vastus lateralis, which bumps right up next to that IT band. And often when it gets tight, it will make the IT band feel even tighter. So we're going to get into that muscle. So to do that, you're going to have to roll kind of on your side. It's not all the way on your side. You don't want to roll on your IT band because, well, you can, but it's really kind of no purpose in it because it's connective tissue. It doesn't really have any like spongy fibers like a muscle fiber. It doesn't give. It just be like rolling on your tendons. We want to get into the muscly part that's around the IT band. So we're going to have to kind of roll forward just a little bit. And already I'm sure you're feeling it. Start whichever side is bothering you. For me, it's my right side. And, roll up and down. If you want to take a little pressure off, put your foot out to the side. And then you can almost lift up into kind of a side plank so you don't have to put all your body weight on it. As you roll up and down, you may not know it, but you probably have little pockets of tightness in here. And that's what I've been working on. A colleague of mine is a myofascial release practitioner, and she teaches classes, and I took one, and I realized we were doing a lot of foam rolling, how slow she was working to really get into those muscles and get them to calm down and relax. And so what I've been doing is starting at the top and just inching along and trying to just really let my body, so I've already found a big nice little knot in here, and I'm just going to try to, my leg's starting to quiver. I'm going to try to melt. I'm just going to try to relax and breathe into that pocket of tightness. And then I'm going to move down a little bit more. And sometimes you get to a point where it's so tight that your muscle flips. You'll feel it, it'll go bump, and it'll like move out of the way. Then you got to start over and try to start at the beginning again where you first felt that tightness. So just, once you find that pocket of tightness, you just got to just kind of like try to relax that quad and melt into it. I will not lie, this is extremely painful. But the more you do it, the less painful it will become. So for me, these pockets of tightness are mostly in my upper to mid quad. It may be that you have some pockets down here in your lower quad that are causing you some pain. And you can roll this as well. I do have another video, I think I had another video. If you're doing this, just keep on keeping on. Where I've got, you could take a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, and what I did was, there's these little areas right there, a bunch of trigger points in your quad. And one way I've found that helps to release them, because it's really hard to get to on your own, I'm going to take a ball and I'm going to put it under that area. And I'm going to take my foam roller behind me and prop my feet up on the foam roller so that my legs are kind of tilted, so I can really get into that pocket and just kind of roll around on that area. And if you find a tight place, then just hold on to it. So that's if you're not experiencing any of that tightness in the upper to mid quad. It may be that your tension is coming down here by the knee. And again, just try to let the muscle just melt into the ball, if you can. And you can kind of move around a little bit, and I keep rolling over the quad. If I move forward, I just roll right over it, and then I move back. So it's hard for me to find that center pocket. You may have to make some circles, just kind of move your legs around a little bit. And then we'll switch sides for the sake of time. But please spend as much time as you like on it. We'll go on to the other side. So again, the lateral quad, I'm going to set the side of my leg on the foam roller, and then I'm going to bring my other leg up. And I'm going to roll kind of toward the front a little bit. I've got my elbow down, and I'm just going to roll up and down. I thought this quad would be better, but it's pretty bad. Mainly because I haven't been paying any attention to it. I've been giving all my love to the other side. But I can definitely see that this side is needing it as well. I think women tend to be a little more quad dominant than men. I mean, there's scientific evidence that we tend to develop IT band syndrome more often than men. I'm not saying that men don't get it, they do. But there is something to the fact that our hips are a little wider. And so our knee tends to angle in more often when we're doing things like jumping and running and lateral movement. So just be aware of that. Men tend to use all of their leg muscles more evenly than women. So some of us women may be a little more prone to IT band syndrome and knee problems, patellar problems. So again, if you want to go slow, we're going to start and then just really try to relax that quad, and then just start kind of like rolling into it. And you're going to find a pocket where it's just like, well, breathe, and try to relax into it if you can. Believe me, your knees are going to thank you later. I just rolled over a pocket where I felt like I was really doing good, and then all of a sudden it went boop, and my muscle moved. And that's the problem, is that once you get to that point, then that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. And you really want to melt into the foam roller. It's hard. This is a high tolerance activity. You need a lot of patience and a lot of high tolerance for pain. I know I'm taking a long time on this one, but I've been spending even longer myself rolling these muscles. If you got somewhere around you, a Kihara practitioner or a Thai massage therapist can probably get into this muscle really well. Massage guns work really well, but the only problem is with massage guns is it's really hard to do it on yourself, and you really want to have the leg, the hip in an extended position to do it, because otherwise your quad's already going to be shortened. Which you can do it with the massage gun, but you're probably not going to get into some of the areas that really, really need it. So that's one of the issues that I've had with trying to use my massage gun on this. Because when I do it, I'm having to sit like that, and then using the massage gun. So I've got my hip isn't in flexion. That makes any sense. Okay, and then I'll show you how to do the thing with the knee again too. So I've got a lacrosse ball. A tennis ball will do. Your yoga tune-up balls are awesome. Those are great. And I'm going to put the ball right along the IT band, but it's low. And I'm going to put my feet up on the foam roller so that my legs are a little bit angled, and that's where I want to be. You can just kind of roll around and find your pockets of tension. We're having such a good time, aren't we? I do have clients that get really tight in this area. Usually there's a pocket here. There's what we call the hornet's nest here. And then you've got some trigger points up here too. So there's like sets of trigger points, all three areas. So you just got to find out like which area is your problem area. Why it happens, I have no idea. Over time, just muscles get overworked. We've got, acute injuries. Sometimes it happens, and that's why we have to stretch. We've got to get some of these adhesions out of the muscle. Okay, next,